In my recent video about beginner tips for getting the shapes in your painting and drawing out those shapes, putting them down, I made the bold statement that a good start like that is going to be half the painting done. Now in this video, I know a lot of you want to see how that painting progressed. So I'm going to show you the next steps. If you now got your shapes down and you're stuck, this is going to show you how to progress from that stage. Okay, now one of the big things about getting to this stage of the painting is you've got all the shapes set out quite nicely, but it's obviously a bit stiff, not exactly a painting. Like I said, it's half the painting done. So now you're going to see how to take it to the next step, and it all starts with looking at the edges. This is one of the problems we need to solve right away, and you're going to see how to get some nice edges going in your painting. Right, let's get started. Right, this is where we left off, and I'm going to start with blocking in the sky with a bit more texture. And it's quite a straightforward shape, but I'm already going to start adjusting the edges with the foliage to get a little bit more interest onto those edges and just start making them look a little bit more naturalistic. Quite big strokes and cutting in here or there, but it's all part of developing the painting step by step. So don't worry too much about how it looks at the moment. Just cutting in, adding a sky hole here or there, and then we'll move on to a few other lights while I've got the brush out and some light paint on it. Let's push the lights a little further in the road, because this focal area is going to have a lot of stronger light color in this second layer. And here's just a little tip. Once you've done the first shapes that I demonstrated in the previous video, you can let the painting just settle for a couple of days if you want to. You don't have to paint it all in one go. You can let it settle, just let the paints firm up slightly on the canvas to make your second layers a bit more manageable. There's nothing wrong with that. And it will help you just get your next layer. You're still painting wet into wet, but it's going to be nice and vibrant without too much intermixing. Now the dappled light, I'm using a very soft, warm grey violet for this. Just selectively trying to design a pattern. And I want to pick up some of the lights on the grass. I'm going to link up with the dappled light on the road with the grass. Across the road, that yellow I put down is just a little too strong, so I put a touch of blue into it and a little dab of white, and it just desaturates it, so it's a bit more realistic. Break up the edge with a few upward strokes of the brush. Very, very light flicks of the brush to get those grass-like shapes. And now I'm going to make sure that these bushes and shrubs look a bit more resolved. Dragging the brush over the edges, flicking up the brush like this to get a few more broken edges as well, and just a suggestion of grass as well. A transition color between the extreme dark and the light also helps to break up edges. Remember the shadow side of the bush, then there's a sort of middle value in the middle, and then the light facing the sunlight that's coming from right to left, and you get a very quick sense of volume to your shape. There are several shrubs and bushes over here, and I want to try to distinguish one from the other but not making it look like they're so hard-edged that it's stuck down like decals. We want to just break up there. There's a little scumbling stroke there with wet over dry. And push the highlight just a little with lemon yellow and white. So we get those strong lights and transitioning to semi-shade and into the shaded side. Now the lights against the road are all the same value, although the road is not as warm as the yellows in the grass, the values are the same. And this is important. You want your darks to remain darks and your lights to remain lights. This yellow is just a little too strong, so I might just have to break that down a bit more. But very important to retain the initial value structure of those shapes you put down. Otherwise, the painting becomes something else entirely. Here, linking up with the lights coming through and hitting the road. These colors I'm putting down at the moment, there's light and shadow, but some of these warmer greens are still shadow colors. They're just closer to the middle of the value scale. So why am I doing that? It's simply to get variety within the shape, so it's not a flat shape anymore, but it looks like there's a bit of life in those shadows or even in the lights. Here the atmospheric effects are taking place with the soft, cool edges being added to the foliage to make it look a little more distant as well. Just push it to behind the building and not having those colors competing with the focal area. So there's a bit of cerulean or ultramarine, touch of white on the edges. Here I want a stronger edge to emphasize the light against dark of the roof. So I have, as you can see now in the top right corner, that there has been some departure from those shapes, all to give it a little bit more of a naturalistic appearance. The dark against the roof line was a decision I've just made really to make the roof stand out even further and bring it forward from the background. Here I'm continuing to just develop the color temperatures within the dark shadow side of the tree. And I may have to re-establish some of those core darks closer down the tree. But that's inevitable. You will lose some of your darks, perhaps accidentally, and you'll come back in the latter stage of the painting and re-establish some of those darks. So don't panic. If you put too much white paint accidentally into a dark, just scrape it off with your painting knife so you don't constantly fight against that light color. But at the moment, just building up a sense of interest in the trees, and I will, as I say, re-establish some of the darks. But as you can see at this stage, we have a bit more atmosphere, a little more of a natural feel to the bushes. We've got some nice light in the road, and in general we're about in 3/4 through the painting, and in the next work we'll get into the details and completion. Well, I hope this gave you a few more tips and shows you how to get going with the shapes and develop them further. And in the next video we're going to see how to bring this painting to finality. And there's a lot of back and forth and thinking about, should I try this, should I try that? And it will be very individual, I suppose, but at least you'll get an idea of maybe when to stop. That's also something. Now, don't forget, you've got a free subscription to the Create Art magazine. It's really an excellent publication, if I may say so myself. You'll find a link in the description. There's also a free painting course for you up here. And of course, if you are enjoying these videos and getting something out of it, feel free to share them. They will help your painting friends. And of course, you need to subscribe because you don't want to miss the next video and see how this painting turns out. Well, until the next time, enjoy your painting and cheers for now.